Ball screen, ball screen, ball screen. You see it all the time in the NBA, college, and high school levels. If you're a guard and you're not great at coming off ball screens, you've came to the right spot. You've came to the right video. I'm Coach Sam. I'm your shot doctor. In this video, I'm going to give you the different reads and the right mentality to help you become great at using ball screens. If you stay to the very end, I've got a special surprise for you. I've got an extra bonus when it comes to using ball screens. So make sure you stay tuned and locked in. All right, for the purpose of demonstration, we've got this chair here as our ball screen. The first thing we're going to talk about is setting ourselves up, setting our man up to come off this screen. As I come down off the dribble, the first thing I want in my head, my first thought process, is refusing, or as some coaches call it, rejecting the screen. So I'm coming down, I'm reading my defender. If he jumps this, maybe it's in and out, and I'm coming to a pull-up or a layup, okay? If I'm backing into it, again, if he jumps this, he tries to squeeze through, I might come with the spin dribble right into a layup or pull-up. So that's the first thought I want you guys to have, is reading your defender, seeing if he's looking to jump over the screen, and looking to then quickly refuse it with a crossover, spin move, between behind, whatever counter you want or need in that situation, to refuse the screen, go the opposite direction where the help defender is typically not. If they're hedging, if they're switching, they're going to be on the other side of the screen. And by you rejecting this screen, it's going to give you a wide open path down to the basket. That's your first thought when you come off a ball screen. Once we've now realized that we're not going to be able to refuse it, the defender is making us use the ball screen, what we want to do is come off, as I call it, clean. What does that mean, Coach? It means as you come off of this ball screen, I want to come shoulder to shoulder off of my teammate. I don't want to leave room here and a gap so that they can push us over. Especially if you're a smaller, not a strong player like myself, it's critical that you set up your guy, and oftentimes we look to refuse it. Now we've got him set up low here. Now I'm coming off this thing tight and clean, as I call it. I'm coming off under control. Now this guy's behind me, and we're making the secondary defender here, who was guarding the screener, have to decide how he's going to defend this. So that's the second thing you need to think about. Once I set up the rejection, is now coming off of this clean, and now I'm starting to think about my reads and my decision making. Now let's go over the different ways they can defend this as the defender guarding the ball screener. Number one, a hard hedge, which means he's going to jump out and aggressively attack the ball handler. In this case, we like to teach our players to aggressively attack his outside knee, and we often will get a foul called on him.
Ball screen slips. This kid is quick. Gets his feet organized. Not afraid to take a big lead in Virginia's favor.
Next, if we don't get that call, we're coming off aggressively. Our guy's rolling, and as he's retreating, we're looking for that pocket pass. Okay, we have a great opportunity for a pocket pass here, as the defender that's hedging now has to turn his head, and he's going to lose sight of the ball for a few seconds. So we're looking for that pocket pass coming off here, either two-handed or one-handed, to make that pocket pass.
Trust by his teammate. You know, Mike D'Antoni talked about that fact a little bit as Paul set
by 5. They trailed by as many as 7. Pocket pass and a beaut for Paul to Black.
When a team is hard hedging or soft hedging, staying inside the paint, for example, Oftentimes what we want to pay attention to is the tag defender. Coach, what's the tag defender? That's the man that's guarding your teammate in the corner. His job as you come off this ball screen is to help inside on that roll. So as a good offensive player, I don't need to stare down at my teammate that's rolling. I know that he's rolling. Instead, I need to pay attention to the help defender, right? My defender is on my back. I don't need to see him. I can feel him. I can see the hedge defender out of this eye, but I need to use my left eye in this case to really pay attention to the tag defender. The best read often as I come off this is coming off and using a wraparound pass to the corner. By looking at the roll, I'm bringing in that help defender. That's going to open up that jump pass to the corner. Practice that pass, hit your teammate right in the shot pocket so he can work on the shooting fundamentals that I teach here to become a knockdown shooter. The next way they might be guarding it is what we call a shack show or a low hedge. In this case, the defender guarding the ball screener is deep inside the paint. As we come off of this, again, we're coming off clean, shoulder to shoulder. My guy is now behind me. I'm attacking the low hedge man. This could be often first a pull-up. As we get into now a progression, the next time we come off, we might want to fake the shot, cross over. I've got a whole other video going through progressions against a low hedge.
Their spirits. Ball has it outside the arc. Great move. Goes to the free throw line. Fire.
So that's the second way. If they're defending it with a low hedge, think about getting to that mid-range pull-up, as you're going to have your defender behind you and the ball screen defender is going to be in front, oftentimes not up close enough to really hard contest your shot. The third very common way that teams will defend, especially at younger levels where the height difference is not as big, is they're going to switch it. Okay, in this case, they would go under this screen typically, and now the guard or big that's guarding this player is going to switch out on you. Okay, so I'm coming off, I recognize the switch. Okay, if it's a slower player, a good opportunity to bring them out, space out the floor, and now I'm attacking downhill against a much slower defender. So that's the next way we want to attack, is recognize that it's a switch, open up the floor, and look to isolate, not just for yourself, but to attract a second defender and look to drive and kick. Shooters, just real quick, if you've learned anything up to this point, be sure to like and subscribe. I'm bringing you new videos about shooting and basketball fundamentals every single week. Stay tuned, I still have a bonus tip for you at the very end if you keep watching. The fourth way that a defense may defend your ball screen is what we call icing or downing the ball screen. Instead of making you use the ball screen now, they're going to not allow you to use it and force it down towards the baseline, or as I say, ice it, okay? So what can we do against an ice where the defender is going to jump on top of us? The ball screen defender is now going to be low. What we like to teach is flipping the screen around. So now you're able to come off clean this way towards the baseline. And again, I got my defender behind me. We can either get into our pull-up here, just like we did near the elbow, or what I like to teach is the Chris Paul snake dribble. It's going to look something like this. I'm coming off this clean. Now I'm going to snake it. I'm coming around this like an S, and I'm getting back to the middle of the floor. This allows me to then catch my roller going down his path. Allows me to get right to that elbow pull-up that we like, and it allows me to continue to attack that big going downhill. If you've watched up to this point, thanks for watching. I've got a bonus tip for you coming off a ball screen, and it's utilizing the switch. So when I come off this ball screen and they switch, we talked about spreading them out and attacking the big man. But what about the other phase of it? The other aspect of the switch, we now have a guard. The guy that was guarding me is now guarding a big. So here's what I like to do as a shooter. Come off this ball screen, recognize the switch, come back to the same side now. Now what do I have? I have my big on a little. I'm going to throw it into the post, and we're going to relocate. Postman has it. What's always going to happen, 90% of the time I would say, is that whoever's guarding you is going to start digging in. That's why I said throw it in, relocate, usually to the corner. This big man has a guard on him, so they're worried about it. And now what's going to happen? They're going to kick it out to you. Shooters always shoot. Get in the gym, work on your game. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.